The earth could use more selfless, conscious seekers. August 22, 2014. Every conscious seeker has the ability and potential to contribute to the restoration of consciousness in immense, needed ways at this time, and you have to believe in yourselves and your abilities before you can experience the fruit of your belief. In many cases, this fruit will be the driven, inspired work that results from your realization of your abilities, and acting on these abilities is the first step to fully and totally contributing to your ongoing conscious revolution. Everything playing out on the world stage is a result of humanity's conscious and unconscious actions, some of which feed into the old, crumbling paradigm, and those of you who've long become aware of spirit and the necessity to live a new way of life that embraces love, are raising the planetary vibration with every helpful and selfless thing you do. Your actions are always important to the restoration of consciousness, and when you realize just how important and potent your actions are, we can envision many of you happily taking up a greater level of work and service than you have so far. Your service is important. Your service to humanity's ascension is very important, and we remind you of this so much in a partial attempt to help you realize it. Your actions are important to the direction your planet heads in, and the path you walk is very important to the creation of a positive future. The conscious public is growing by the day, but plenty more still remain to be awakened, to feel the loving embrace of Source, which can be difficult to feel from within the confines of your earthly existence. The lower vibrations entail illusory separation from the Creator, but this illusion will be broken when you realize that you and everything around you quite literally are the Creator. We're all Source in distorted and individualized forms, and we're starting to remember our godliness and embrace the higher states of consciousness we created upon our descent into increasingly dense matter. We're steadily but surely realizing that we're the creators of everything we experience, and for those of you who are immersed in the difficult and painful vibrations of the earth, the realization of yourselves as Source can be very liberating, and can motivate you to contribute to your growing revolution with more might and ferocity than ever before. Motivation and willingness to tackle the tasks that lay ahead will be important, because many of you will find in the immediate time ahead that a lot is asked of you if you want to change your planet and help everyone around you refine spirit in a real and pure way. Your work to bring humanity into the light will do just that, if you're dedicated and focused enough, and we note that many of you are reaching such a level of dedication as you recognize what needs done and seek to do it. You've entered a miraculously expansive time of heightened consciousness on the part of all of humanity, and you're encouraged to embrace the new society you seek to create and the higher dimensions you seek to evolve into, because there's no sense in turning away from them by this point, even if only temporarily. With all of the immense things you have left to do, dedication and willingness are more important than ever. As long as you're willing to do whatever's required to contribute to humanity's evolution in a real and pure way, you'll find that you're given all of the tools you need. The more you unlock these tools, the more your willingness and enthusiasm will naturally expand, and it's a joy for us to watch you unlock your divine gifts and the increased enthusiasm that results, and use them for the betterment of your planet. The earth could use more selfless, conscious seekers, and this is in part why we encourage those of you who've become aware of ascension and similar ideas to get active with your awareness. Once you become aware of spirit, you can use your awareness for the pursuits that best suit you, and you'll always be encouraged to use it to help others refine the light and ascend. All of humanity has the potential to ascend in this transformative time of heightened consciousness and awareness, and while some will choose not to go this time around, we can envision most of your planet happily taking up the inner and outer work that's required before you can collectively ascend. Your individual and collective awareness are growing as much as your perception of spirit, and your perception will continue to purify until you're back in the higher realms. From there, you'll continue to raise your vibration and see what the next, less distorted planes have to offer, and your abilities will become as limitless as you're already starting to discover they can be. Your resulting enthusiasm will likely be turned up, and again, We note that many of you are already increasingly enthusiastic about doing the work that's required to bring yourselves and your planet into a higher frame of mind that orients to love and selflessness over greed and hatred. Self-service has run rampant. Self-service has run rampant on your planet for centuries, but a new mindset is gradually emerging that recognizes the importance of serving others over oneself. It's still important to serve yourselves in a healthy and balanced way, of course, but your collective vibration would rise extraordinarily if everyone on your planet started serving others over themselves. If all of humanity could see the importance of service to the ascension path, a path most of your planet still isn't aware of, your work would become much more potent because millions of others would do it with you. A wake-up call of sorts is required for humanity to emerge from the self-created illusion that's fogged your perception of spirit, and it could come in plenty of different forms. It could come in the form of the fabled disclosure announcements, and it could also come about as a result of the efforts of the conscious public, who've been more active than ever in attempting to awaken humanity to the idea that something real and pure exists beyond the stress and turmoil of daily earthly existence. Enthusiasm to contribute to the restoration of consciousness is growing as much as the conscious public's inner perception, and as long as you continue to be active in contributing to your planetary awakening, we can envision all of humanity awakening as a partial result of your work and happily contributing to. In due time, nobody will be unaware of spirit or the things that need done before your society can re-enter the higher realms. And while these things might seem difficult to achieve when you initially learn about them, they'll be easier when you have the assistance of the company of heaven. You'll still be in charge of completing the biggest tasks and projects that need completed, but Gaia will give you a lot of assistance with the clearings that need to take place. Your cities and everything else will remain intact when she starts the purest of her cleansing, and humanity's consciousness will have been raised to a much higher level by this time. The division and hatred that have held you back will have long disintegrated, and you will be able to safely watch as the earth brings about the most potent cleansing she has yet to do. A lot needs done to raise the collective vibration and uproot or transmute the evils that have plagued your collective consciousness for millennia, and we'll make our final expressions for this communication with endless encouragement to keep raising your vibration and living for spirit and the divine qualities. We note that this can be difficult when temptation to feed into anger and myriad other qualities that bring you down is very strong, but we implore you to keep your heads held high and keep your focus on the light, because it'll help you soar, whereas the darkness will only help you fall. We are confident that you're ready to anchor something much higher and purer that embraces the spirituality of every soul, but to do this, you'll have to be willing to live a divinely rooted lifestyle. It's very achievable, but you have to let yourselves believe you can do it. Once you get past the barrier of disbelief, your infinity becomes very apparent. Thank you to my higher self and spiritual guides. Channeled through Wes Anak. cultureofawareness.com